Okay, I'm about to tackle the wing stays. You may have seen in the last video that the wing stays that provided by MK don't fit the tyres that I have. I have the Yokohama ADO 52s in 205 15 size, and the wing stays that MK provided were for a far narrower tyre. So what I'm planning to do is to modify the existing wing stays to fit this tyre. So here we have the wing stays as provided by MK. Now the problem with my wheels and tyre package is that this here where my finger is actually hits the tyre as it does up there. So the idea is that I come up at an angle, then go up and then across. So to do that, I've taken a wing stay, I've chopped off the existing flat bar, as you can see here, and I've got some new flat bar over here that I'll bend into the appropriate shape. But bending that isn't straightforward, so I'm going to make a template just using coat hangers. So that's my first task, is to mount the wing stays on the car without the bars and use the coat hangers to create the shape that I'm after. Okay, here is the template that I've made using a coat hanger wire. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 45-degree bends. So I will try and put that into the metal bars at the appropriate distance. So this is what the wheel looks like with the guards on. I've got the new stays in temporarily. Let's just take the guard off and see what they look like. So you can see here, the strap, and you can see how it goes out and then around the tyre and then across the top of the tyre. And that's also true for the one at the back. Now they fit nicely and the guard just covers the wheel, so I think that would be great. Finally, you can see the wheel arch on top of the stay here. You can see that it is relatively flat. We should be able to bond that in pretty well. And if you just zoom out, you'll see how it looks on the car. It may need to go back a little bit, but that's basically how it will look. Just a little bit of black chassis paint makes all the difference. I got a delivery from MK. In it was the reverse sprocket, which I've now installed. You can see it there between the tail shaft and the diff flange, and you see the electric motor underneath it. And what will happen, of course, is that when the electric motor engages, the pinion will come out and engage the reverse gear, moving the car backwards. Similarly, I've mounted the center bearing for the tail shaft. You can see a bit of light. The actual holes were pre-drilled, but they were off by about 10 millimeters. So I had to adjust that by drilling 2 new holes. But that fits well. So now the tail shaft is ready and it can be connected to the engine as soon as I've mounted it. One of the parts that was missing was the ECU tray. I've got an ECU tray. Unfortunately, it was a right-hand drive one, so I had to bend this flange the other way to make sure that hole was above the center tunnel. But it turned out okay. It looks pretty slick. I've put riv nuts into the bars and I've got little screws there to hold it on. I guess it could be riveted in, but I wanted to make it removable just in case. There's a few things I need to install, and having it removable just makes it so much easier. The next thing to install is the voltage regulator. I put it on the left-hand side tunnel, as MK have shown in their videos. The difficulty is on left-hand drive cars, and we have the pedal box. And one thing you want to avoid is, let me just get this around here, is these bolts catching on your shoe as you hit the gas pedal. So I've put it down lower than what MK have done because the top of your foot will touch the middle to top of the pedal. I think it's out of the way. If that doesn't work, I'll get some dome head rather than cap head bolts to go through, but I think this should be okay.